So today on Is It Worth It, I've got the brand new Vauxhall Corsa full electric. You won't be mistaken to think that Vauxhall have already got Vauxhall Corsa electric, which came out a few years ago. They don't call it the Corsa-e anymore, no, they call it the Corsa electric. But this is now the brand new facelifted Vauxhall Corsa. But this costs almost £38,000 for a Vauxhall Corsa. Is it worth it? Stay tuned and we're going to find out. Corsa just celebrated its 30th anniversary. It's the same generation which came out in 2019, but this is facelifted Corsa. It's not a bespoke full electric car, meaning you can actually get this in a petrol and a hybrid variant as well. It's nice that Vauxhall are opening it up to all other powertrains. So let's have a look at the front design. So you've got the Vauxhall visor here with the blacked out griffin, which is along the Vauxhall range, such as the Astra, the Grandland. So they've fitted it now to the Vauxhall Corsa. It looks quite nice. You get an extra second grille, a bit like a honeycomb grille really. Vauxhall aren't really known for clashing with the premium sectors, but this is sort of beginning to blur the lines a little bit. I do say so myself, looks very Audi Nardo grey. These are full LED matrix headlights, so they're pretty much top of the range. So the light fades out when the car passes you in front, so you don't glare them.
You get two battery choices with the Corsa Electric. A 50 kilowatt battery, which gives 134 brake horsepower, and secondly, a 51 kilowatt battery, which gives 153 brake horsepower, 260 newton meters of torque, 252 miles, which means you gain an extra 31 miles of range just for that increase of 1 kilowatt in battery size.
So this is the ultimate trim. This is the highest top trim we've got of the Vauxhall Corsa.
If you do go for the petrol, it is nearly 10 grand cheaper.
You've got the two-tone colour with the roof blacked out. Also you get the black on your wing mirrors as well. Really separates the black from the grey. Also you get the electric folding wing mirrors, rear tinted windows, nice little crease just below the belt line, Vauxhall Griffin on the alloys, aerodynamic inserts. Also you've got your charging cap here. So let's have a look at the rear. This is where the sort of new facelift really comes into its own. The big bulbous blacked out Griffin badge with the Corsa letters and of course the E to signify the full electric. Beautiful LED stripes here at the top. You've even got the Corsa logo inside here. The lights are actually encased into sort of the boot design here. So when you do open the boot lid, it can be quite sharp. You've got your brake light at the top here, and also you've got your fog lights at the bottom. Little spoiler here at the top. Now, because this is the electric version, you do have to take a hit with some of the boot space. The normal standard petrol version of the new Corsa gives you 309 litres of boot space, but with the electric variant, you only get 267. However, with the seats folded down, you get over 1,000 litres of boot space, so it's not too bad. Now, you've got nice wide boot opening, definitely quite a bit of room in there as well. It's quite deep. You don't get a spare tyre, but you do get your compression kit and a load cover there. But yeah, it's quite a basic boot, no frills. Obviously, you need to take into account the plugs as well. There's no proprietary compartment for them. No front boot as well, there's no fruit.
You get this loud sort of guitar strum. I'm sure that's to let you know that it's turned on. Well, essentially, the 50 kilowatt is exactly the same power output as the 2019 version. A bit more powerful motor. So that extra 1 kilowatt does make quite a bit of a difference. Just going to see how it goes, really. Take it on some A-roads, B-roads, motorways. What is great is the reversing cameras. I mean, the quality of them is brilliant. Really clear, the contrast is great. And by the way, Vauxhall are actually the oldest UK car brand. Obviously, these are made in Spain, so you know what I mean. Now, this does share a lot of underpinnings with the Peugeot e-Tron, which is obviously owned by Stellantis Vauxhall. It is a full electric car, but it's not a bespoke electric car. So when you get in this, there'll be no different interior-wise to what's in the petrol variant. You'll still have the transmission tunnel in the back. What is quite astonishing is the cabin. It seems rather well dampened. You don't get much road noise or wind in this, really. But yeah, it honestly sits really well at high speeds on the motorway. It's actually surprising how smooth this car is. It drives more like what I would expect an Astra to drive like. It's very grown up. You do get 3 driving modes. You've got normal, eco and sport. Now, if you are driving and you do select a different mode, say from normal to sport, it does take a few seconds though for it to kick in. You do get a nice little sort of whine from the motor. It's not racy, it's sort of like a nice progressive sort of launch really. I love the sort of way this motor's tuned, where you are getting a lot of mid-range punch, just over roughly 20 to 25 mile per hour. It really does pick up, and to be fair, it's really agile. It grips fairly well around the corners as well. The brakes feel rather responsive. Nice firm braking experience, nothing too grabby. The B pedal mode is sort of like the one pedal mode that you get with most electric cars, but it's more for your regenerative braking. So if you do press it, you'll find that it will brake more aggressively, meaning more kinetic energy will go back into the battery.
So what's the interior like inside the new Corsa-e? First off, it doesn't look like the latest Astras, but I would have thought because it's the new facelift, they would have kept it like the Astras. Starting from the side of the cabin here, I do like the wraparound windscreen, and the dash is raised quite high as well, so it does give you effect of being cocooned in a little bit, and also it's angled. On the top here, kind of rubbery firm dash. You've got some speakers on the A-pillars here. Surprisingly, you get quite a big deep glove compartment, but you do get a lot of this sort of plastic piano black, and it really is sort of a fingerprint magnet. Even if you just select a gear, sometimes you're left with finger marks on it. Sort of brushed aluminium pedals, looks a bit sportier, but yeah, just really hard plastics. And the door bins, sort of Alcantara effect on the side, that works really well. With it being the top ultimate trim, you do get the 10-inch touchscreen. Also, you get a 7-inch digital cluster. It just seems quite basic, nothing really advanced about it. The touchscreen works well enough. The software seems to improve, and you do get sort of like nice little transitions in between menus. You do get Apple CarPlay, you do get Android Auto, but you do get the chance to mirror your screen and cast it on there.
Just a quick shout out to anyone who doesn't have wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto built into their current car model. My girlfriend has been using this CarPod Go T3 for the last few months. It's essentially a standalone device that gives you the full Android Auto or Apple CarPlay experience without the need for costly in-car upgrades or time-consuming setups. Firstly, you just connect it to any car model via a 12-volt cigarette lighter port, and then magnetically clip the device to the included car mount, so there's no screwing on or off. You initially pair your mobile only once over Bluetooth, so you don't need to keep repairing it every time. The 8.9-inch laminated display turns on in seconds, so you can just start using Apple Maps or Android Auto straight away. The screen is super responsive with a 60 frames refresh rate. Everything is clear and bright with a 700 nit brightness display. You have inbuilt speakers on the device too, but you can hook it up to your own in-car stereo as well as the radio. Plus, once you've finished, you can just pull the device off the magnetic mount and store it away, or leave it mounted so there's no lengthy shutdown process. Overall, we were really impressed with how well it coped. It never froze, audio was crisp and clear, in-car calls didn't drop, and audiobooks continued from where you left off. It's also portable due to it being lightweight. So if you are interested, I'll leave a link in the description below.
You do get air conditioning, which is good. You don't have to use the touchscreen all the time. Nice big wireless charging mat in the centre. Got a 12-volt socket, a USB-C, your cup holders, put some coins in there. Then your gear selector is in the centre with your driving modes and electronic parking brake. Steering wheel's quite big for a Corsa as well. Feels rather well made. Heated steering wheel, active lane keep assist. What is weird, and you'll hear this, is the horn. It needs a better horn for me, to be fair. What is nice though is the seats. They're quite comfortable. You get heated seats as well. You've got vanity mirrors, but you don't get any lights with it. Not even touch sensitive, just some normal lights there. You do get quite a big rear view mirror. It just feels a bit parts binish. Again, it seems they've made some sort of an effort, but I just feel like it could have been a lot better if they'd just kept the interior exactly like the Astras. What's the space like in the back of the Corsa? Well, I was expecting a bit more really. It is rather cramped here. If you're quite a tall adult, I'm just near 6'2", your head is literally touching the roof line as well. You can almost use it as a pillow here. Really hard plastic door bins as well for your passenger. Now this seat is actually pushed all the way forward, so if the driver has any legs, it would infringe on your knee room. However, it is quite soft at the back, so if it does touch, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. You do get some lights here, reading lights as well at the back, but I get it's a small hatchback. I feel like there could be more room. You do get ISOFIX seats, you get 2 USB-C ports in the back. You don't get a folding armrest as well. Nothing folds out. You just get a small magazine pouch, a very small door bin. Electric windows, okay, but they don't go all the way down. You do get very comfortable seats though in the back, but even just trying to get my leg over, see what room's like in the middle. Yeah, again, it's okay. You've got a transmission tunnel in the middle, so you've got to keep your legs side to side. But look at this, you're not going to have much room if you've got 3 in the back here. Not the best, to be fair. So let's wrap up this video review on the new 2023/24 Vauxhall Corsa-e. If you like the fresh looks, you can live with the range and not having much space in the back. You don't mind forking out nearly 40 grand. I don't think you'll have much of a problem with the Corsa. However, the Vauxhall Corsa has always been sort of an affordable first car option. The whole point of the electric is to save money. If you do want the new Vauxhall Corsa and don't want to be paying that much, you can actually get it almost 10 grand cheaper just to go with the petrol manual. But we'd like to know what you think. Let us know, would you pay almost £38,000 for this Vauxhall Corsa electric? This has been Jack from Is It Worth It? If you haven't already and you'd like to see more content like this, please give us a like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. Also, a massive shout out to the Chorley Group Vauxhall in Ormskirk for letting me review the new Vauxhall Corsa-e. If you'd like to know more, I will leave a link in the description below.